Good morning, everyone. It is the second Advent Sunday. Yes, two little candles burning today. I have a little Christmas tree now. You guys want to see? It's right there. And I have the little nativity scene as well, right there. Yes, okay. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there it is. Yes. And I have the gourds next to it that I need to make into some snowmen. That's my next thing. Come on now. Had a wonderful day yesterday with my son-in-law here, my littlest granddaughter, and he ended up raking up the leaves in the yard here. It's kind of funny how that works. Okay, what you say? At the farm, we live far up at the mountain. I've never seen anybody gather together the leaves there. Yeah, why not? Well, we live in the woods, right? But even around the house or anything. Oh, and I have to admit, there isn't a whole lot of leaves right there, okay? Okay. What am I saying? And there's a wind going in the fall. There's a whole bunch of leaves that it gets blown into the garage because of the way that we have our garage. Okay. But in any case, nobody does that there, and I don't ever see any evidence of these leaves by the time summertime comes around or springtime. They seem to all just have magically decomposed into everything else during the winter. Isn't that something? Okay, all right. Maybe not everything, but a lot of it. And then maybe take 2 years for the batch from the year before. Okay, all right. So here he's gathering, and I was kind of going, oh, this will be interesting to watch. This neighborhood here has an amazing amount of trees, old trees. You can tell these trees are, gosh, couple hundred, 300 years old, maybe even older than that. Old trees, lots of oak trees. Uh, I thought about studying up on what this area used to be. And yeah, okay, I'm just saying, before all the human intervention. And before my daughter and my son-in-law bought this house, the owners here had cut a whole bunch of trees. There were at least six of them, right? And it's not such a big uh, uh, backyard. I'm saying backyard, even though, as I said with the cul-de-sac, this is such a this house is placed in such an interesting spot. When it comes down to it. Well, anyway, and without the fence, literally, I mean, even with the fence, right? You can see, right? And onto the porch, Hi, it would be the Waltons with our neighbors. But without a fence, you could literally, everybody could see everything at all times, just what's going on in our backyard. Well, anyway, which nothing to hide, so who cares? As I said, that's how I feel about it. Right? Um. So, and in the front yard, there must have been a tree. I'm not kidding. Gosh, the base looked huge, and there's a whole bunch of mushrooms growing there now that I've used. Yes, they're edible. Yeah, okay, all right. So they cut it about three in the front yard and about six trees back here before my us here now living here. We didn't do that, and I thought, my goodness, what was the amount of leaves? Because there's a lot of leaves. It just about covers the lawn. Mostly oak leaves, and I just wonder, man, I wonder why they had to cut the trees. My feeling is that it became a kind of a hazard. There's houses left and right here, right? Yeah. If one of those trees might fall and damage a house, so maybe they had to do that. I don't know. But I bet it looked just absolutely wonderful with those trees. It's probably, anyway. I'm just saying, and So here's my son-in-law. He starts raking everything up. But first, before that, I thought, he's not going to do that. That's great, because I bet you this all will become just compost, right? All right. So he raked them up, and he pushed them through some kind of a little thing or big thing that he has where the leaves become more mulch, right? Yes, mulch faster. And then he just spread it out again. So I'm going, oh, okay, that's kind of the same thing. But it isn't so visible, right? Okay. A lot of work for, I don't know, people do that. As I said, why don't we do that up in the mountains? Because it's not needed. Well, why is it needed here? I'm just asking, right? Yes. All right. Well, anyway, so that's what we did. But the little one and I, to go back to it, I can't fault the work that my son-in-law is willing to put in for the place. So surely not going to complain or say something, right? Per se. I did ask him, I said, why are you doing that? Actually, we're not doing that in the mountains, and he's from the mountains too. Okay. Maybe he just wanted to try out his new toy. Okay. Anyway, guys like that. It's good. It's good. It's good. So the little one, we bundled her up. She has another stroller. So I have this umbrella stroller, which is great for many different things. But to go on walks, it's not so great. Now, especially in the wintertime, it's not so good. It's just too cold. She has this other stroller, and it's like a pram to begin with a newborn, and then you can make it into just a regular stroller. And I'm telling you what, there was all kinds of stuff that you had to adjust this and that to actually get it to do that, to look like, oh yeah, now we got it, because we did the film, because doesn't look right. She doesn't look right in there. What's not right? Because we got it figured out, bundled her up, put her in there, and she loves this one scarf that I knitted for my oldest granddaughter a couple of years ago. I knitted the scarf in order to use up all the yarn. I knitted the scarf so that, nothing goes to waste. I couldn't take it with me to Switzerland. I knitted the scarf and used up all the yarn that I had. I knitted a scarf for everyone. Oh yeah, they were very colorful. It was great. And my oldest granddaughter here has one. And well, I ended up not going. It's okay, because someone passed away. The mother of a friend of my brother-in-law's passed away. He went to the funeral, and there was all this stuff. And the son asked, hey, is there anything that you want out of this? My mom loved to craft and this knit and all that. And my brother-in-law says, oh, I know someone who's going to just love and appreciate all that stuff. Well, that would be me. And so I got a whole big old tub back of yarn. Yeah. You see how that works? Okay, all right. Anyway, so we were bundled her up, and the scarf, put the scarf around her, that goes up to her cheeks, all to her nose here. And then, of course, a hat, and bundled her up, and I said, watch, she's going to love just watching you out there. So we sat out there for about 35 to 45 minutes, and sure enough, she just loved it. Then she got tired, and I thought, I don't want her to go to sleep like this in the stroller. Anyway, because she's still feeling a little bit under the weather after the shots. Yes, the immunization shots. Okay. So, it was wonderful to just sit there and watch other people work. Yes. So, had a great, then we made dinner together. Yes. He was, I was kind of wondering what I was going to make. And I already had kind of, okay, interesting, right? I already had kind of this idea a couple of days, and I said, I'd like to make breakfast for dinner again. I don't really eat breakfast, and I don't cook breakfast here. No, I cook dinner, that's it. And lunch sometimes for people with leftovers. But dinner is what I cook. And I thought, that would be good. Biscuits and gravy, and we have this turkey sausage, and my wonderful spiritual daughter, Maddie, brought me a dozen duck eggs. Duck eggs, guys. Duck eggs. Yes. Oh, duck eggs. They're just like chicken eggs, except they're bigger and richer in taste and everything else. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Anywho, so I thought, oh, I need to use those. Oh, this would be perfect for that, right? Yes, really enjoy the eggs. So here comes my son-in-law. I come back over and I said, so what you guys been doing? I was over here for a while, and those two now, they're really growing into each other, father and daughter, and it's just wonderful to watch and how he persevered, right, through all the crying, the snot, and oh, what am I doing wrong? Or you're not doing anything wrong. You're just not mom. And he persevered, and she's just starting to, you know, sits there when he holds her. So she sits there like on a throne. Yep, that's my daddy. He's so cute. Anyway, so yes, he persevered. He's really in there, right? And he's never given up, even though, right? He had to be told so many different things. And my daughter's really on top of that. No, you don't do it like that. She doesn't just that's it. She wants it to be done right. What's wrong with that? Right? Yes? Okay. He persevered. He's doing great. And the fruits are showing when it comes to his relationship with his daughter now. Yes? Okay. Don't give in and don't give up, right? Just have to, like I said, I always told him, you got to get to know her and she's got to get to know you, right? Yes? With mom's a little different, but with dad, getting to know you, it's the big part of that. Right? All right. So he comes and he says, oh, we've been watching how to make roux. Roux? The heck is that? I said, well, I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, it's on how to make a base for a sauce. I said, oh, with flour and water. I'm going, yeah, that's how I grew up, actually. Without the cornstarch. You do it just with flour. Anyway, so I said, that's interesting. You know what? I had this idea. I'd like to make biscuits and gravy. How would you like to make a gravy according to what you just saw and learned on the TV, watching how people make roux for a sauce or gravy? And he's like, oh, I love that. Yes, let's do that. So we ended up making dinner together. Loved it. It was great. Yes. Anywho, teamwork makes the dream work. And my daughter was so happy. She said, oh, I love this dinner. Just what I needed. So I look at a menu like that, or a dish like that, and I'm going, okay, we got starch and we got protein. That's about it. So I need something, vegetable or something, and because I have to have it a little balanced. I like it balanced. That's just me. And I thought, oh, I still have some cabbage, green cabbage. I got purple cabbage too. Blue cabbage, we call it in Switzerland. And so I took the green cabbage out, and there was just a quarter left, but the leaves were big enough to just pull off in a hole, and I steamed them with a little bit of salt, hot sauce, and pepper, and in water, and then I'll use a kind of like a frying pan, a big one, yes, not just a small little pot so they could steam nice and evenly. And then I laid them out on the plate and put the sausage patties on it. Yes? So that there would be a little bit of a vegetable to go with it. And it went really well with everything else. It was great. And the gravy was delicious. Yes. My son says, oh, I think I made it a little too spicy. I said, you can't make it too spicy for me. Turned out I had to add more. Hot sauce. I said, that's not spicy, my dear. But it was really, really good. He did a really good job. Okay, so there we go. That's the beginning. And then I found something here. I've taken everything out of my Bible. Obviously not. Oh, I see what's going on here. I need to redo my Bible, and I need to watch some videos, and my son-in-law says he'll help me on how to rebind a book. And supposedly you can do it yourself. It's not going to be super duper, but it'll work. But I found something fell out of here, and I saw that yesterday as well. So violence is addictive to both the people doing the violence and the people watching the violence. I saw that somewhere, I remember a long time ago, and I thought, my goodness, this is absolutely true. I do believe that people get addicted to other people's violence, um, and maybe don't even realize it. So all I can say is, what do you do the first thing? That when you look for the news, this or that, are you looking for the good stuff, or are you drawn automatically to the violence in the articles, in the reporting, in the journalism that's being given out there? Just asking. Okay. Also, why do I always say, if the people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist? All right, we are in Psalm 44, 45, 46. Now I got to get going. National Lament, Psalm 44. For the choir master of the sons of Korah. Poem. Oh, it says poem here. God, we have heard for ourselves. Our ancestors have told us of the deeds you did in their days, in days of old by your hand. To establish them in the land you drove out nations, to make room for them you harried peoples. It was not their own sword that won the land, nor their own arms which made them victorious, but your hand it was, and your arm, and the light of your presence, for you loved them. That ain't true. God did not chase other people out to make room for them. But it's all right, have it your way. You are my king, my God, who decreed Jacob's victories. Through you we conquered our opponents. In your name we trampled down those who rose up against us. What did I just read here? Right? Addicted to violence. This is all about, God's that violent? I'm just asking. This is like, it's us in this case, the way this poem is written down, in order to make the people's violence okay, God has to be violent as well, right? Yes? Well, he's not there to say, hey, wait a minute, I object. Interesting? I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just read. We're looking for the good stuff. For my trust was not in my bow, my victory was not won by my sword. It was you who saved us from our opponents, you who put to shame those who hate us. Our boast was always of God. We praised your name without ceasing. Yet now you have abandoned and humiliated us. You no longer take the field with our armies. You leave us to fall back before the enemy. Those who hate us plunder us at will. Oh, I wonder why. You hand us over like sheep for slaughter. You scatter us among the nations. You sell your people for a trifle and make no profit on the sale. You make us the butt of our neighbors, the mockery and scorn of those around us. You make us a byword among nations. Other people shake their heads over us. All day long I brood on my disgrace, the shame written clear on my face from the sound of insult and abuse, from the sight of hatred and vengefulness. Oh, that's actually, all day long I brood on my disgrace, the shame written clear on my face. Okay, this is actually really good. Someone who's, I gotta mark this. Oh, but it doesn't sound good. Well, okay, that just depends on how you want to understand it. What I hear out of this, and I may be completely wrong, is someone starting to say, hey, wait a minute, what is this happening? Right? And reflects a bit on themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Does it actually have something to do with me? Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, wait, I'm gonna mark this up here too. I have like 5 minutes. All this has befallen us, though we had not forgotten you. Nor, is that true? Nor been disloyal to your covenant. Our hearts never turning away, our feet never straying from your path. He's lying. Yet you have crushed us in the place where jackals live, and immersed us in shadow dark as death. Ooh, what an accusation! Had we forgotten the name of our God, and stretched out our hands to a foreign God, would not God have found this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart. But you did. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Well, then maybe all the other books aren't true when we read. Okay, let's keep going. I don't have time for this. Spirit World's laughing, says you can't help yourself. I can't. For your sake, we are being massacred. For your sake, we are being massacred all day long, treated as sheep to be slaughtered. Wake, Lord, why are you asleep? Awake, do not abandon us for good. Why do you turn your face away, forgetting that we are poor and harassed? For we are bowed down to the dust and lie prone on the ground. Arise, come to our help, ransom us, as your faithful love demands. You know what? I've met people like that, who are always, they can't look at, just as I said, there's one, all day long I brood on my disgrace, the shame written clear on my face from the sound of insult and abuse, from the side of hatred and vengefulness. But that's as far as it went, obviously. Whoever wrote this poem didn't think any further than their nose, right? Yes? That's what we call it. That's why I call it. And it's interesting on how, wow, really? Oh, okay. Some people are like that. I know. I've met a few who they're very involved. They're very this now, but as soon as they're very involved, they're very social. This that, but always looking for a handout, right? Yes. So they have to do less. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just saying. And then when things don't go well anymore, or when suddenly someone says, well, you need to start taking responsibility for some of this yourself, right? Yeah. Yes. Uh, then they become belligerent immediately. Friendship over. Right? Yes. That's kind of what this sounds like to me. Psalm 45, Royal Wedding Song. Oh, for the choir master. Tune, Lilies of the Sons of Korah. Poem, love song. It's a song. My heart disturbed by a noble theme, I address my poem to the king, my tongue the pen of an expert scribe. Of all men you are the most handsome, gracefulness is a dew upon your lips, for God has blessed you forever. Warrior, strap your sword at your side. But this is what, a wedding song? A love song? Okay. In your majesty and splendor advance, ride on in the cause of truth, gentleness, and uprightness. How can you be truthful, gentle, and upright with a sword strapped to your side? A warrior. Interesting. Stretch the bowstring tight, lending terror to your right hand. Your arrows are sharp, nations lie at your mercy. Okay. The king's enemies lose heart. Okay. What did I just say beforehand? Stretch the bowstring tight, lending terror to your right hand. And that is about truth, gentleness, and uprightness? Okay, just saying. I'm not wrong when I say certain things. I just know. This is like, what? Your throne is from God forever and ever. The scepter of your kingship is scepter of justice. You love uprightness and detest evil. Yeah, well, gotta know the difference. This is why God, your God, has anointed you with oil of gladness as none of your rivals. Your robes all myrrh and aloes. Royal wedding song. The heck? From palaces of ivory, harps bring you joy. In your retinue are daughters of kings. The concert at your right hand in gold of Ophir. Okay, listen, my daughter, attend to my words and hear. Forget your own nation and your ancestral home, then the king will fall in love with your beauty. He is your lord, bow down before him. Unbelievable. The daughter of Tyre will court your favor with gifts, and the richest of peoples with jewels set in gold. Clothed in brocade, the king's daughter is led within to the king with the maidens of her retinue. Her companions are brought to her. Who the heck put this psalm in here? Like, oh, dear me, for what reason? What is the reason for this to be in here? As a woman reading this, yeah, I know. Come on now. They entered, and that's the beginning of it. They entered the king's palace with joy and rejoicing. Instead of your ancestors, you will have sons. You will make them rulers over the whole world. I will make your name endure from generation to generation, so nations will sing your praise forever and ever. Whose? The woman in question here? Or what? The guy? Okay, you know what? I'm not even. Psalm 46, God is with us. For the choir master of the sons of Korah, for the oboe, a song. Okay, a song. Okay, now they're saying what it is. God is both refuge and strength for us, a help always ready in trouble. So we shall not be afraid though the earth be in turmoil, though mountains tumble in the depths of the sea, and its waters roar and seethe, and the mountains totter as it heaves. I gotta give this a little animation here. Yahweh Sabaoth is with us, our citadel, the God of Jacob. Oh, so it sounds like there is a part here, this part, where maybe all the people sing, as in the Catholic Church, if the priest sings something and then everybody else sings something else. I'm going, why can't we sing all that together? All right. More interesting. Okay. There is a river whose streams bring joy to God's city. It sanctifies the dwelling of the Most High. God is in the city. It cannot fall. Outbreak of that we know that's not true. Outbreak of day, God comes to its rescue. Nations are in uproar. Kingdoms are tumbling. When he raises his voice, the earth crumbles away. Yahweh Sabaoth is with us, our citadel, the God of Jacob. The God of Jacob, isn't he the God of all of you? Ugh. Come, consider the wonders of Yahweh. The God of Jacob. You know what? I think that when people start attaching the name of a believer to a God, what does that actually mean? Well, I'm just saying. All right. Come, consider the wonders of Yahweh, the astounding deeds he has done on the earth. He puts an end to wars over the whole wide world. He breaks the bow. He snaps the spear. Shields he burns in the fire. I thought he was also carrying the spear and holding the bow, and burns the enemy's places down. God Almighty, you can't have it both ways. Be still and acknowledge that I am God, supreme over nations, supreme over the world. Yahweh Sabaoth is with us, our citadel, the God of Jacob. Okay. Woohoo! We're just in time. You know what? Again, people wanted kings. People wanted to be kings. Yet, that's never what God said he wanted. So they make up stuff that makes it sound like God's a king. Right? Yes? Okay. Gotcha. Anywho, it's all right. We're reading through it. Something else came to my mind, and I know I have said that before as well, and I'm retracting that, where even during Jesus' time, some of the ways that Jesus expressed himself, okay, well, it was that way, and in the Old Testament, kind of the same thing. Well, the people at that time didn't understand. They didn't get it. I don't believe that. From what I have read in the Old Testament until now, and the comprehension of many different things that the people had at that time, and the prophets, and our forefathers, all, okay, I do not believe that anymore. It is no different then as it was then and at Jesus' time, and it is now. If we need an excuse to keep doing what we are doing out there, which is not following God's laws and guidance, done, okay, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to pretend we're dumb and stupid and twist things around to our own liking. Done. Yes? And that is that. So, right? The one thing, though, too, is I believe that some of the conflict out there stems definitely from the inconsistencies in our teachings, the guidance, on who God actually is, and on how, or actually God's personality, temperament, yes, spirit, and as long as we decide to distort that, then the conflict will keep on going. And again, what did I say? Violence isn't just addictive to the ones doing it, it is also addictive to the ones watching. So, which means that you can point the finger at other people for forever, all your life. But really, the finger pointing has to start right here first. Yes, yeah, that includes me as well. And that's what we work on. That we can truly become a truthful people. Done. Yes. Yeah. I heard a sister in faith talk about again on the surveillance stuff, on the public, which is illegal. I'm going, let them survey everyone. What's wrong with that? Might save a child's life. Just saying. What you got to hide? Huh? As a good, upright, righteous, faithful to Heavenly Parent, citizen. Just asking. There. That's all I have to share. I've got to go to the house. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and guide you and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow.